time for Christian Car Guy Theater with today's episode, The Plymouth Progress, Part 9. The Plymouth Progress is purposefully and completely based on John Bunyan's classic, The Pilgrim's Progress. Today's episode 9 is at ChristianCarGuy.com, both as a podcast with episodes 1 through 8, so you can easily catch up with the series, but also you can find a follow-along of the original book for today's episode, and most importantly, the scripture references that go along with today's episode. And they help greatly in the interpretation of the Plymouth Progress. It's all at ChristianCarGuy.com. Jimmy, our hero from River Rock, now saw in his dream that Infinity the Interpreter took Plymouth Valiant by the bumper and had him into a little room where sat two little subcompacts, each one parked on the lift. The name of the elder was Pinto Passion, and the name of the other, Protege Patience. Pinto Passion seemed to be very much discontented, but Protege Patience was very quiet. Then Plymouth Valiant asked,
"What is the reason of the discontent of this Pinto Passion?"
"The governor of them would have them stay for his best things for them till the beginning of the next year. But Pinto will have all now. But Protege Patience is willing to wait."
Then Jimmy saw in his dream that a sedan came to Pinto Passion and brought him a bag of treasure and poured it down in his tires, the which he took up and rejoiced therein, and withal laughed at Protege Patience to scorn. But I beheld but a while, and he had lavished all away, and had nothing left to him but rags. Then said Valiant to Infinity Interpreter,
Expound this matter more fully to me.
"These two subcompacts are figures. Pinto Passion is a type of the sedans of this world, and Protege Patience is a type of the sedans of that which is to come. For, as here thou seest, Pinto Passion will have all now, this year. That is to say, in this world. So are the sedans of this world. They must have all their good things now. They cannot abide till next year. That is, until the next world, to wait for their portion of good. That proverb, 'A bird in the hand is worth two in the bush,' is of more authority with them than are all the divine testimonies of the good of the world to come. But as thou sawest that Pinto Passion had quickly lavished all away, and had presently left him nothing but rags, so will it be with all such men at the end of this world."
Now I see that Protege Patience has the best wisdom, and that upon many accounts. First, because he waits for the best things. Second, and also because since he has waited, he will have the glory of his riches, when the other has nothing but rags.
Nay, you may add another, to wit, the glory of the next world will never wear out. But these are suddenly gone. Therefore Pinto Passion had not so much reason to laugh at Protege Patience, because Pinto Passion had his good things first. But one day Protege Patience will have reason to laugh at Pinto Passion, because he had his best things last. For the first must give place to the last, because last must have his time to come. But last gives place to nothing, for there is not another to succeed. He, therefore, that hath his portion first, must needs have a time to spend it. But he that hath his portion last, must have it lasting forever. Therefore it is said of the wealthy, Thou in thy lifetime receivest thy good things, and likewise Lazarus evil things. But now he is comforted, and thou art tormented."
Then I perceive it is not best to covet things that are now, but to wait for things to come.
"You say the truth, for the things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal. But though this be so, Yet since things present and our fleshly appetite are such near neighbors to one another, and again, because things to come and carnal sense are such strangers to one another, therefore it is that the first of these so suddenly fall into amity, and that distance is so continued between the second.
Once again, Jimmy saw in his dream that the Infinity Interpreter took Valiant by the bumper and led him into a place where was a fire burning against a wall and a sedan standing by it, always casting much water upon it to quench it. Yet did the fire burn higher and hotter.
What means this?
This fire is the work of grace that is wrought in the heart. He that casts water upon it to extinguish and put it out is the devil. But in that thou seest the fire notwithstanding burn higher and hotter, thou shalt also see the reason of that.
So Infinity had Valiant about to the backside of the wall, where he saw a sedan with a vessel of oil in its windshield washer reservoir, of the which he also continually squirted, but secretly, into the fire.
What means this?
This is Christ, who continually, with the oil of his grace, maintains the work already begun in the heart, by the means of which, notwithstanding what the devil can do, the souls of his people prove gracious still. And in that thou sawest that the sedan parked behind the wall to maintain the fire, that is to teach thee that it is hard for the tempted to see how this work of grace is maintained in the soul.
Tune in soon for the next exciting adventure in the Plymouth Progress. Now, here's Danny Dipstick and Randy Radiator to review today's episode.
Randy. People thought that Valiant's car crusher would never leave the hospital after swallowing 8 Pintos a day. He was really critical, but the doctors say his condition is stable.
Yeah. No doubt, Pinto Passion lacked horse sense, and that's just hard to swallow. And with 8 horses in your stomach, you would need a stable, Danny. Oh, boy. But seriously, Danny, that patience illustration really challenges my desire for comfort now, and assures me in my trip to the Celestial City to be patient like protege on all the things of this world. In other words, no need to pony up, you know?
Randy, my doctor told me to take some pony medicine because I was starting to be a little hoarse.
But Danny, I will say this picture of the firewall is the most encouraging room for me yet. Jesus, who began the fire in me for the Celestial City, will keep squirting oil. And even though at times I feel like things are cooling down, Jesus certainly has the oil in his reservoir to keep my light blazing in spite of Satan's efforts to put out my fire.
Randy, it's kind of funny that when you pour water on an oil fire, it oxidizes the water. Jesus is using Satan's attacks to actually have our light shine even brighter.
Holy cannoli, Danny! That was quite an insight. I love that. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, Danny. Hide it under a bushel. No. Say goodbye, Danny.
See you later, Radiator.